Hey, it's the Chief Bonding with Board Games and RPGs. We're going to be taking a look at heavy metal. Now, this is a back issue. What is this, 297? 294. Now, I grabbed a back issue just because I've always loved the Apocalypse and seeing the space shuttle, with the rider here and almost like, what is this, 100 years ago? What's going on? So I picked up a back issue, but that's not the real story. The real story is it's been re-released. So I never subscribed to heavy metal when I was a kid. I just wasn't into the fantasy settings as much. Of course, this is a Frank Frazetta. But what really has me interested with this, and I think what is going on, is it feels like that pendulum is swinging back to, I don't know, like the wild 80s. I remember as a kid, as we came out of the 70s, it was like full steam ahead. Movies had all these crazy action scenes. You had fantasy books coming out, even though I wasn't into the fantasy as much as I was into the Apocalypse. And I knew that heavy metal was a little racy. When I was at the comic book store, it was on a high shelf. You had to be 18. So I hadn't even seen it before, but it was kickstarted. They've restarted. This is issue 1, but they're staying true to the philosophy from back in the day. Now, I'm not going to go page for page because I think you should buy it if you want to see everything that's in it. For full warning, I haven't looked at this yet, and sometimes there is illustrated or cartoonish nudity. So I may clip that out just so YouTube doesn't hit it, but that's part of kind of what happens in heavy metal. It's that irreverent style that I was looking for, and the fact that it's a way to support artists and writers in that 1980s vein, so that there's great, interesting stories coming out. Now, there was a lot of variant covers that you could get. The default one was actually like, I don't know, like a space guy on the moon with a car in the background. But I've already subscribed, so I think the subscription is quarterly issues, so for a year. Just give you a general look. Like I said, I'm not going to go page for page. Where was that? Hold on. See if they break down the stories. Yeah. So you can pause there and just see kind of what the stories are. But I'm going to give you a feel for what the magazine looks like. I've gone through the old issue. These are the first 2 issues of heavy metal that I've ever owned. But again, I feel like there's a push to kind of that wild 80s freedom. It won't be for everybody, but so take a look. I'm not going to go too long. One of the cool things in one magazine, you'll see multiple different artists. So you may see a style you like, and you may run across something where you're like, I like the story, but that's not my kind of art, or wow, this art is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and skip. I've never seen heavy metal movie either. Let's see what we got here. The Mercenary. We'll do a couple pages, then I'll do a big flip again. Big flip. Again, just giving you a feel. It's lightweight paper here, but the colors are really nice. That has an Apocalypse feel. All right, I'm going to do another big flip. All right, we had to skip past a little bit of nudity, but here's the big flip. Great art. Wow. Like a Viking Thor's hammer look. Do another big flip. Machine gun car race action. Interesting. And again, I'm just going to keep kind of flipping through. Basically, I just want to let everybody know, hey, this is what it looks like. Heavy Metal's available again. And subscriptions, I'm not sure they'll be open. So they opened them up for the Angry Mob to get in. I'm sure the subscriptions, if they're not open by the time you watch this, they'll be open soon. Okay, so here's a whole different like color palette. Very cool. Let's just do one flip. Okay, yeah, you can see, I'm telling you, that's just really what I like, is that it's a showcase. Here we go again. Kecksburg UFO. So different artists, different writers, different styles. All right, so we've got one that's maybe not even colored here. Valentina. Perfect. All right, let's skip ahead. We'll go a little further. And we'll go a little further, see what's at the end here. All right, this is good. Perfect. All right, we're going to come back. So the next page here is going to be showing a lot of the variant covers. This is like what the primary cover was. I opted for that. I know I can't say her name. Again, I'm not a Heavy Metal old-time subscriber, but they had like long-running series is what I understand that were within the book. So this is all going to be new to me. So lucky me, I get to kind of learn all this. But you can see I really like that, actually. And then some odd things that normally wouldn't be my style, but some people love. And then some merch. And then there we go. Nice little hex feel. So I will be going through this myself, but again, this is just a quick little look. Heavy Metal #1, although I think somewhere it says they're tracking like the original numbers as well, so that you'll know where it sits like in the whole pantheon of heavy metal. But I feel like the wild 80s are almost back, baby. All right, Chief, bonding with board games and RPGs and comics. See ya. Bye.